Well, welcome back up to the top of the tower at Trinity English for another edition of The View from Here. This afternoon, I'm up here with, this is a special view from here because we have our own Bill Borgmann up here with me. Bill, it's great to be up here.
Good to be here.
And Bill, you're a lifelong member here. Is that correct?
I'm what they call a lifer, yes.
Yes, and we found out on the walk up, all 72 steps, that this is your first time up here. You've never been up here yet.
Never set foot in this part of the church.
So welcome up to the top of the tower. Now, some of you may know that Bill's vocational career was, he was an accountant, or as we said in college, you were a bean counter, and you worked with GE, is that correct?
That's correct. I worked there for 34 years.
Excellent. So now, Bill actually works primarily here. And Bill is the embodiment of a volunteer, volunteer extraordinaire.
I wouldn't go that far, but thanks for your good wishes.
Well, Bill even has his name on our tote board because he's here so often. So you're one of the people that makes the place tick. So.
Well, I try to do my best, that's for sure.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how'd you get started with that? What's
well,
that mean to you?
I can go back and give some credit to my parents because they were both very much involved in the activities here at Trinity. My dad was an usher. He was also vice president of the council for a number of years. My mom worked in various projects. The one thing that still exists from their work here is the needle point on the cushions in the choir pew.
Okay.
And the kneelers. Yes, they were part of a large group of people who did that. And every time I walk up there, I think, well, it's something that they worked on.
It's a living legacy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We get to, sometimes we're sitting on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So your parents were a part of this.
Very much so. Yeah. And I had my grandparents as well.
3 generations. And your grandson is one of our acolytes now.
That's correct. Spencer's active doing that.
Yeah. But Bill helps us, you help us as an accountant. You filled in interim times as an accountant and bill payer. But you also do you've been with Study Connection, which happens here for...
this is our 3rd year now.
And Bill's an usher, so you might have run into him on Sunday morning coming on in. So, yeah.
Actually, Study Connection is probably my favorite volunteer activity at the moment because I get to work with a young man who's he's a good kid, behaves very well, willing to learn, and looking forward to helping him along this year. Excellent. So, as we're standing up here, kind of looking out over our city and thinking about what we're engaged in, how our lives work to make this city better. The lives of the people of this city better. The lives, how our people's lives interact with the city and engage with this. That's one of the things I've noticed about Trinity in the last, I'd say 3 or 4 years. That we've done more outreach to the community. I think that's a great thing. We have our community dinners on Thursday night. We have our assistance hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've worked with those sort of off and on, but it's good to see us reaching out to people in the area.
Yeah, I think we know, and you're part of this, of making this really a living, hopping kind of thing. You see our life on Sunday, you see our life Monday to Saturday.
I thoroughly endorse doing that, and I like to see more people get involved in it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. So watching all of this out here and thinking about this, what would you encourage those who are watching this to what would you encourage them to do?
Well, there are a lot of opportunities. I would start with the church bulletin and the announcements in there, and you can look at that and see, oh my gosh, there are dozens of things going on in this organization. And you don't have to stick with that. We've had some people that have gone around and said, gee, I see a need to do this. And they've come up and said, how about if we do this? And we're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, to be able to say to people, if you have a thing that you feel passionate about, if you have a project you want to feel passionate about, we'd like to help you ignite that and make it come to life.
Yeah. That's happening. You know, you get a good feeling helping people out, and it really, people is the key. We've got this beautiful sanctuary here, but this building is not truly English. It's the people, yourself included, everybody else on the staff, the members of the congregation, and our visitors who make this a good place to spend your time. Absolutely.
And I think you're right that for a lot of people, when they're working, when they're raising families, it's a challenge to do some of this stuff that you're engaged in, because it does take a lot of time, and it takes consistent, dedicated time, and you hit retirement.
Looking for something to do.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The work I do on the finance side, I have a background in it, so I'm able to apply that. The rest of and I've learned a lot from volunteering. I've learned to develop some people skills with people that I wouldn't deal with on a regular basis. I mean, community dinners. I never talked to a homeless person in my life until we started that.
You find the humanity and basic sense.
They're not that different. They're people, children of God, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, we do open doors, and interestingly enough, that's where I have run into some of these homeless people. They will come in, and in some cases, they just want to find a place to sit down. Some cases, they're in need of our assistance hours, and we try to direct them to the proper place for that. I think it's a great ministry. When we built the new addition on, basically coming off Washington Street, Jay with this other entrance. A lot of people still think that's our main entrance, but you go out there and people have the opportunity to come in and see the place. I'd say it's a rare exception we don't have somebody show up and just want to take a look, see what's inside the building.
Yeah, kind of like open the mysteries and walk on in. But you also, one of the things that you've done for years and years and years here is you've been an usher, and you've extended hospitality to hundreds of thousands of people, Sunday after Sunday, week after week.
I've made a lot of friends, people that I just would have come in. Okay, they're sitting in a pew next to me now. I know names and get a chance to talk to them. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Now, if you're watching this, one of the things you need to know is that we could use a few more ushers. And if you're interested in meeting, maybe not hundreds of thousands of people, but a few more people, Bill's your guy, and you're going to want to find Bill and say, hey,
that's right.
Tell me how to do this.
Well, we'll sign you up and give you some training. It's not difficult. It's a matter of a few simple things.
Be a little friendly.
Be friendly, opening and welcoming the people, and that's really all there is to it.
Yeah. How about that? That's about all there is to it. I know you spent, you went to college, you came back here, but you spent your life here, and standing up here, you're probably able to see far better than I what's happened downtown here in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think that the addition to Parkview Field, which when they originally did, I thought, what are they doing this for? I think it's been a good linchpin to get things started. You look at out from where we are, there's a new apartment building. They've got the Ash Brokerage Center. There's another hotel going in over on Main Street. We've got Promenade Park, however you want to pronounce it. It's been huge, and St. Francis has moved in, the old Chamber of Commerce building. There's lots to give people a reason for open optimism about downtown Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I've said this other times up here, in the 7 years even I've been here. 7 years ago, you would stand up here and you'd see some person going up and down Washington. You'd see few cars over on Wayne Street. Maybe occasionally you see somebody walking down, but now Washington is busy all the time, traffic coming in and out, people walking, you know, just people out and about.
Right.
You know, this sort of lively kind of place that a lot of people moving around, you know, just this sense of life and, you know, progress and development. And, you know, I know it's been a change for a lot of people. It's this lively sense of our city.
Yeah, I think downtown has really got a significant revitalization. I'll give credit to our community leaders, both inside government and outside, who are seeing the possibilities and have reacted to it. So I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah. Who would have thought, you know, 1926, they finished this thing. Who would have thought that 100 years later, it would literally be the geographic center of this? God really blessed us in ways that nobody could have anticipated.
It's an excellent start, and hopefully this trend will continue.
Certainly hope so. Well, thanks for coming up. Bill, thanks for coming.
It's been my pleasure.
You know, thanks for all you do to make this place tick and to make it a great place. And thanks to all of you who are watching this. It's great to be with you. Until the next time when we see you on another edition of The View From Here.